Okay, so today's video is about a pretty interesting concept I always thought in law, which is about discharge by frustration in a contract. So basically, let's say you phone up for a taxi and you say take me across town, and then the taxi driver sets off, and en route there's an earthquake and the road splits into two and the taxi driver subsequently can't make it. Can you sue the taxi driver for failing to arrive? Well, let's say I wouldn't say you had a good chance of winning. What frustration is all about is when circumstances are beyond the control of the parties involved, and they simply, it's simply a matter that the circumstances dictate that nothing could be done to complete the contract. But the parties not at fault in the sense that the circumstances were so far beyond their control, there was really nothing they could do about it. Obviously the taxi driver couldn't have stopped the earthquake, it would be impossible, and obviously it would be unreasonable for him to sort of take a different route involving a detour of tens of miles to avoid that. He would simply not fulfill his obligation. There is a case, Krell versus Henry, which is an interesting case, 1903, and in that case it was somebody was renting a room so they could see a royal procession, and subsequently the date was changed and he wasn't able to actually see the royal procession, and therefore the contract was said to be frustrated because the date had actually been changed. I'm just going to check the exact circumstances here. Okay, I just reading the judgment. Actually, yeah, it was cancelled due to the king being unwell, and subsequently the person that had agreed to rent the room simply didn't pay because he couldn't see the procession. But the royal procession was not actually part of the contract itself to rent the rooms to see it, and but it was found by the court that the contract had been frustrated, which it obviously had been, and hence there was nothing to claim. Frustration isn't that common, but obviously if you book an airline ticket or a ferry journey or something, and subsequently the weather conditions are very bad, you can't, obviously with all these things you have to look at all the individual parts of the contract and all the individual aspects of law, but it obviously wouldn't be reasonable for the airline to fly through bad weather and risking the lives of everyone and risking the aeroplane itself being destroyed simply to meet the terms of a contract. So the law has to consider this and consider what compensation can be paid.